we ran it okay in spurts. Certainly Swift's long touchdown helped. Special teams, I thought, played very well once again. It was the third down hurt us. Third down, and ultimately we had a couple of penalties that crushed us. They really hurt us. But man, guys played their hearts out, man.
Dan, you guys didn't get into the red zone, in the game. You got down to the 25. How much did you struggle with that decision to kick the field goal there with 9 minutes left at the 25?
Yeah, I thought about it, but I told myself the night before, I said, be smart. Hang in there. If we play this game the right way like last week, we're going to have an opportunity to get it back and, play smart. Don't put ourselves in a bind. So I was close, but then I chose to kick the field goal. Felt good about our defense.
You mentioned the penalties, obviously, the one by Jonah in between periods. What happened there?
Yeah, it was. He said something verbally.
To the official?
No, to the player.
What did he say? Didn't give an explanation?
Yeah, I got an explanation, but I mean, I'm not. It was. I don't know what to tell you. It was something that is said. It's something about somebody's mother. Okay, and there was a lot of talking going on out there, but so it was a penalty.
How costly was that, just in terms of it seemed like you guys had moved, Swift had a big run of Jersey before you moved the offense?
Yeah, I mean, it hurt. It hurt. And look, he knows it. Sorry. He knows it. He knew it when it came off, But there was a lot of talking going on. And as a matter of fact, while I'm getting told that, I'm hearing talking. So, but that's part of it.
You talk about the margin of error all the time. When a penalty like that happens, or Josh's penalty, the offensive pass interference in the red zone, how frustrating are those for you as a coach when you're blowing, the few opportunities that you may have?
Yeah, they're frustrating. They're real frustrating. And there again, we're not that type of team that can overcome those. Some can, we're not, and so there again, take any one of those away, and it may change the dynamic of that game. So yeah, it hurts. Hurts.
Can you talk about Boyd a little bit today? Obviously coming off the IR and then putting this position starter. What did you think about his performance today?
Yeah, look, he was solid. I mean, he ran the offense well. We had no communication errors. He was efficient. He was, he was a little rusty, a couple of little throws. He and Swift were on the same page on the first interception, and that's not all him. That's on both of them. The long pick that he had, that was a hell of a throw. Now, you'd like to just pull it inside just a little bit, but, I mean, he pulled the trigger on it, and he gave us a chance. And it's either got to be our ball or nobody's, but you got to throw some of those. So, and look, I wanted to be smart too. I didn't want to throw this kid to the wolves. I mean, that's not fair to him either. So I thought for what we asked him to do, he was solid, and a couple of those interceptions are, there again, one of them, it's like, well, that's the price to do business, and you hope it's not the price because, like I say, it's yours or nobody's. And then the first one is just, you're going in, you're going out, what are you doing? Don't throw it, and so, but no, I'm not disappointed in the kid, I'm not disappointed in him, and he hadn't played since August, and look, he was better in the fourth quarter than he was in the first. So as he got a little bit of a rhythm, he was better.
Dan, going back to the fourth downs for a second, trying to find the right level of aggressiveness in situations where you're outmanned at times. The 4th and 1 and the 4th and 9, punting with 2.5 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm.
Were those equally tough decisions, whether or not to go?
No, well, the 4th and 1 was tough, but also the 4th and 9 wasn't, just because I wanted to be smart with what we were doing. When your defense is playing like that, and you want to be mindful of making sure that you're being smart with your quarterback, but yet still having a chance to win, I just felt like it was the right thing to do. Thought we'd get that ball back,
Is that why you ran the ball on 3rd down? It was 3rd and long, and you went Swift?
Yes. Yep. That was, just to try to take it, not put him under duress. I mean, that's a pretty good rush team with 95 and 90 on the edge and those guys in the middle. So, now I thought our protection was pretty dang good when we did throw it. I thought Decker and Sewell and those guys up front did a pretty good job.
Just back-to-back games of big rush performances by Swift. Do you think that's sustainable for him to continue to put up these type of performances?
We'll find out. So we'll find out. I mean, this kid is pretty dynamic. I mean, I think more than anything, it's about the load that he takes. How many plays can he play a game, and what kind of plays are those? Look, we got to be mindful, but at the same time, we're trying to win a game. So, he gives us, the best opportunity to win. We got to find ways to get him the football.
He only had 10 carries through the first 3 quarters. I think like his 8th was that long run or something like that. So
It's tough when you can't get first downs. It's tough to get anybody in a rhythm, and it's easy to say we'll give Swift, the first 20 plays or whatever, but that's not the reality of it. But sorry to cut you off.
no, I mean that's I guess what I was asking.
Yeah.
It was about his lack of usage. I guess was sort of about that, just the offense.
Yeah, it really was. It had nothing to do with him. It was more about where we were at, and should like to get Hawkinson more. Should like to get Saint, but when you don't convert on third down, it just makes it tough. And I think a lot of that is where we're at in third downs. Those third and longs, that wasn't going to be conducive to us having success today. Just the nature of the weather and where we're at, and I didn't want to put Tim in tough situations like that until we had to, and our defense was playing outstanding, and I wanted to hang my hat on that.
How about your final drive? I think Jamal and Godwin was in there. It looked like Swift got banged up the series before. Was there an injury thing that kept him off the field those first couple plays?
He just got rolled up there, and then the first one was. Let me go back. The second one we called for Godwin. The first one was a personnel group that had Jamal in there, and so that's just kind of how it played out, So.
And it's consecutive games through regulation. You've averaged about 70 passing yards through the 4 quarters. It's really tough in this league to win with that kind of production.
Yep.
You talked about unlocking it all year long. What
Yep.
do you have to do? I mean, where does your play calling, I guess, fall into the reason for this?
Sure. No, look, I get it. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that question that I was too conservative, and maybe I ought to throw it a lot more. But I'm not ready to do that with where we were at here. Last week was a certain situation. This week was, and man, I think you got to go where the game takes you. And look, we had plenty of ammo in there, but it's also, man, you got to be careful and you got to be smart. And how do you get yourself to have the best chance to win at the end where you're in it? And so I didn't feel like it was right. I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do. And that's just no. Do I see myself? We're trying to win games. 14-13 or 16-13. No, but we'll do whatever it takes to win a game. And so, but I just felt like the right thing to do was try to run it a little bit, try to take a little stress off of Tim, get him going. But, yeah, I mean, look, that's no secret. We need to be better in the pass game.
And I know you talked about the deep ball, the one shot you did take. It did look like a good ball from up in the press box. What did you think about the way Josh, how he handled his end of that play?
Yeah, I mean, look, there again, you'd like it inside just a little bit more, just a tick more. But there again, man, I would just love for Josh, if you don't come down with it, you knock it down. That's all, Look, the defender made a good play on the ball too, but I was glad we got one up and down. We got to be able to do that stuff because everybody's just going to sit on our routes.
Just building off, talk about being conservative. You said you told yourself to be smart. How do you? I think we've asked you this before, but how do you sort of marry that idea with this wanting to be aggressive and wanting guys to go 60 minutes? Does it conflict with that at all?
Yeah, I think. Well, what you got to be there again, man. We're playing Myles Garrett here, man. So we can do that, And I love Decker. Decker's a hell of a player, but at some point, the more you pass it and you allow this guy off the edge, he's probably going to make a play, And that play could be the one that makes the difference. That's a sack fumble. That's a strip. That's and because I've watched the first 8 games of it, And you watch last year, and you watch, and I don't think that's fair to us. I don't think it's fair to Tim for this game, Now, if you said Tim plays against Chicago I bet he's going to be a little bit better, and I bet you can throw it a little bit more than you did. But I felt like we needed to be. That's the way I needed to play that game, and you don't want to go there till you have to. And when your defense is playing as good as they were playing, I don't want to do it.
You know who will play in Chicago or how close golf was, I guess, in some world?
No, yeah, we'll see where golf's at, and and then assess Timmy, But look, here's what I do know: if Tim's going to be better than he was today, and if he played the third week, he'll be better than he was the second week. I mean, that's just,
Is Goff your starter though when he's healthy?
well, he was our starter before he got hurt, right?
How about
So,
going forward though?
yeah, if he can go, he's going. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah.